Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today what we are making is some fried cabbage. Now this is very simple, easy recipe. I just want to show you guys how I do it. So what you're gonna need is some butter. I have here some crushed garlic, some seasoned salt, regular salt, a green bell pepper. I'm only going to use probably like half of this. We have a carrot, our cabbage, of course. This is a chicken bouillon cube. And this right here, guys. Now, for those of you who do not eat pork, we do not eat pork. I do not bring pork in the house. This is a great alternative. This is not pork at all. There's no pork in it. This is just the flavor. So for, you know, a lot of people use like the pork neck bones or like ham hocks and stuff in their cabbage. Even bacon they put in their cabbage, and it gives it that nice flavor. This is a great substitute. There's no pork, but you still get the flavor. So try this out, guys. I'll show you the actual package right here. This is what it looks like. I got this from, I think, Walmart, and I know ShopRite has it as well. So like I said, this is a great alternative. There's no pork in it whatsoever. So I'm going to start off by chopping up and cleaning my cabbage. I just wanted to show you guys, I dispose of this part. You do not need this part. It's very hard. So I take that part out and then I chop the rest of the cabbage. So here's the cabbage after I've chopped it up and rinsed it off. A lot of people don't rinse it off. I do, only because I don't know how many people have been touching it in the supermarket. So I do rinse it off. And then here I also have my cut up carrot and green bell pepper that I'm going to use in there as well. Over here I have a medium-sized pot on the stove on about medium low. So I'm going to let that pot heat up. I'm going to add some oil and get this cabbage started. So I'm going to add a little bit of oil to the pot. And I'm also going to add a nice spoon of butter and let that melt together. Get that going up in there. So now that that is melted, we're gonna add our veggies in, green bell pepper and our carrot. I'm also going to add a nice big spoon of the crushed garlic. Stir that up real nice. You want to saute these down a little bit. Let them get a little soft before we add the cabbage in. Okay, guys. So this has been going for about 3 minutes now. And at this point, I'm going to add in all of my cabbage. Hopefully I can do this without spilling. Add that all in there. And you want to have a big enough pot, because if you're using a whole head of cabbage, it's going to take up some space. But if you know cabbage, it cooks down like spinach. So this is not going to be this much. It's going to cook down. So I'm going to stir this up really well. And I'm going to cover it for just a few minutes and let that cook down a little bit before I add anything else. Let me give it a nice stir. And guys, I didn't cut my cabbage any specific way. You see some pieces are bigger than the other. It's no big deal to me. I mean, I just chopped it up and put it in there. All right, so I'm gonna cover this and let this steam and cook down just a little bit before I add the rest of the stuff. All right, guys. So after about 5 minutes, I just let it cook down a little bit to give me a little more space in the pot. So now what I'm going to do is add my ham flavoring, which is this. And like I said, guys, this is not pork. There's no pork. This is just the flavoring. So this is a great alternative for bacon. So since I'm using a whole head of cabbage, I'm going to use 2 packets of that. You want to make sure your cabbage is nice and seasoned. Nice and seasoned. And then I'm also going to add that chicken bouillon cube. Uh-oh. I meant to chop that up a little bit, but it's all right. It'll melt down on its own. So one of those, the chicken bouillon. And then I'm also going to add about a cup of warm water. to that as well. Give that a nice mix. I'm gonna push this to the bottom, try and get it to melt, because them things could be very hard to melt. Let me mix this up. Okay, so after you add your ham and your chicken bouillon, I'm gonna go ahead and add my seasoning salt. I'm not gonna add too much because I'm gonna add some regular salt too. And I don't want it to be too salty. And I'm gonna add some regular salt. And mix that up real good. You guys see how it's cooking down? The spinach and all that, it cooks down very, very, very to basically nothing. And I always don't use the full head of cabbage and I regret it later. So I learned my lesson and I'm gonna use the full head of cabbage because I actually really like cabbage. And you see the bouillon cube is melting down really well. So I'm gonna keep that at the bottom. So stir this up. I'm just breaking up some of these big chunks. Now, I did not put this as part of the ingredients, but I'm going to add some crushed red pepper flakes. If you do not have any, you can add like a Scotch bonnet pepper. You can add cayenne pepper. We like our cabbage spicy. My husband likes his cabbage spicy. So I am going to add some crushed red pepper flakes. The red pepper flakes are optional. Like I said, if you do not like it spicy, do not add the red pepper flakes. So depending on how you like your cabbage, we like ours still with a little crunch to it. I like that crunchy feeling when I bite into it. So I'm not gonna cook mine until it's soggy. Some people like it cooked down like that, and that's totally fine. You just cook it a little longer, but we like ours still with a little crunch. So I'm not gonna cook it that long. I'm not gonna turn it off just yet, but I'm not gonna cook it until it's soggy. So I'm gonna cover this back up, let it steam for maybe another 5 to 7 minutes, and then that may be the texture that I'm looking for. So we'll be back. Okay, so I ended up letting this go about another 10 minutes, and I think this is where I want to stop at. This is the consistency that I like. It's not too soggy, but it's not too crunchy either. And so I did taste it, and it tastes amazing. So I don't need to add anything else. And you guys, that's really pretty much it. This is a very, very simple recipe. So if you guys try this recipe out, let me know how you like it. Thanks so much for watching. Please comment, like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace, y'all.